Ever since I could remember, my dream was to move to Manhattan. So a week after I graduated from high school, I moved to the city of my dreams. Even though Manhattan is a big city, this was a little neighborhood I lived in, and I knew every nook and cranny of it, and I was so very comfortable in every part of it. Entering my apartment building was quite a routine for me. I always would have my keys out prior to arriving. I went to put my key in the lock. The next thing I know, there was a figure to the left side of me. What I can recall with such clarity is what that gun looked like. It loomed larger than life in front of me, and it was terrifying. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. He pulled back on the top of the revolver and said, "Just wanted to let you know this gun is loaded." And I could see these bullets inside of it, which was one thing to notice that the gun was a weapon, but the reality hit me that it wouldn't be the gun that would end my life, it would be a bullet. And there they were. There they were. So I told him at that time that I did live with 2 roommates and that we had 2 dogs. He asked if there was a roof, and I said that there was. Then there is a staircase that leads up to a landing, and behind the landing is the door that leads out to the rooftop. We found that there was a deadbolt to the roof, so there was no way to get out to the roof, and it was just him and I in this tiny little claustrophobic landing. At that point, he pointed the gun to me, and all I could think was, I've seen this man's face. I know exactly what he looks like, and this is not going to end well for me. The way that this is going to end is he is going to blow my brains out. I didn't know what he was going to do before that. I didn't know what his intentions with me were, but I was pretty certain that I would die. At that point, as he was holding the gun to me, he asked me to take off my clothes. I was wearing a cross that had belonged to my father, who had since deceased, and he asked me to remove the cross. He took the cross away from me. So I was now completely naked in front of him, and even my jewelry was gone. At that point, he asked me, as I'm standing there naked, to bend over the banister. And it was then that he began to rape me. And it was then that I realized that I was in the middle of a sexual assault. And the man that was assaulting me had a gun to my head and may kill me afterwards. Something inside me instinctually told me to just be calm, to remain calm, and that was the way I was supposed to handle it. That was what every single instinct in me was telling me to do, and that instinct was stronger than any voice in my head that said, okay, just fall apart right now and give up, because you know you just want to cry more than anything. You know that more than anything that you just want to crawl into a ball and say, okay, just get this over with, because I can't take this anymore. This is way too scary for me to handle. I just wanted to live. And the person who kept going through my mind was my mother, my friends, the people that cared about me. He completed the rape and he ejaculated inside of me, and he was not wearing a condom, which is important because I knew even then that evidence was there. That marked the end of the act, and it also marked the beginning of justice. I'm not exactly sure what happened next. Everything is sort of a blur, but I do remember him telling me to put my clothing back on and count to 10 and that I could go home. And I can't even describe to you, like, it's not even a happiness or relief or anything like that. The feeling that I thought of, holy mackerel, I just survived this. I just lived through this. He did not kill me. And I don't remember if I took the elevator or if I took the staircase. I didn't have my keys anymore. I banged on the door of my apartment, banged and banged until my roommates came to the door. And then I let out a scream, which my one roommate says still haunts him today, and I passed out. I was waiting in the general populace for about 3 hours with this evidence on me. I just want to take the hottest shower ever, but I knew that if we were to ever find justice, that this was the only way it could happen, and that was for me to do the rape kit, which was also very difficult. It's very invasive. It's very difficult to go through. It's long. It's arduous. I was shocked to discover that my kit was one of 17,000 kits unprocessed collecting dust in New York City. It's amazing how full circle everything came, and this journey of survivorship has taught me so much that I was inspired to create my own not-for-profit. I want to make certain that no one ever has to go through this ordeal, and that we'll end the rape kit backlog in this country, which people are saying is up to 400,000 nationwide. I'm not certain if it was necessarily the fact that I followed my instinct that kept me alive. Who knows? I know that I survived, and I'm here to tell the story. The thing I'm ultimately proudest of is the fact that I survived the aftermath. I'm a survivor, and everyone that was on this journey with me, and they're survivors too. And that includes my friends and family who've been there too. We all survived together.